And welcome back to another geography lesson. Today we're going to look at an example of a Mapwork paper and what you can expect during your final exam. Now once again, very important, please remember your calculator, your protractor and your ruler to be able to answer these questions. And remember to read your instructions. Now the question paper that we're going to have a look at is we're going to look at the Mapwork paper, paper 2, and we're going to focus on the Humansdorp map, 1 to 50,000. Now once again, as soon as you get your question paper, you're going to receive two maps. You're going to receive an orthophoto map with a scale of 1 to 10,000, and you're going to receive your Humansdorp map, 1 to 50,000 scale map. Now, before we're going to continue, in the paper, there's a short case study about Humansdorp. Now, if you look at the diagram, first of all, you can see where it's situated. Now, that looks like the Eastern Cape province. So that's our first clue. And if you read the case study quickly over here, the information regarding Humansdorp, it's a very small town. So we know it's an urban settlement with a population of roughly 35,000 people. Now, as you can see, it's considered a gateway to the coastal town of Jeffreys Bay. I don't know if you've ever heard about Jeffreys Bay, but it's quite famous for surfing. And many surfing competitions takes place over there. So Jeffreys Bay, what can we say? It's basically a resort town. People go there to go on holiday. And which is 16 kilometers away. Humansdorp is a 15-minute drive from Port Elizabeth. We know Port Elizabeth is a city we find in the Eastern Cape. And then, as you can see, it's an eco-friendly and it's got a small town charm with hiking trails and forest walks. So tourism are being represented over there, and that's quite positive. But let's go and look at the questions. As you can see on this diagram, before you look at the questions, it just shows you the population density, how many people live there. It shows you all around. If you just quickly have a look over there, there's Gauteng, biggest population density. There's Humansdorp, and like I've mentioned, only 35,000 people living over there. Well, let's get straight to the questions. And our first question is multiple choice. So you need to go and choose the correct answer. Question 1. Now it's based on the 1 to 50,000 topographical map, as you can see with the 3424 BB Humansdorp, as well as the orthophoto map with the 1 to 10,000 scale. Now, first of all, first question, the scale of the topographical map is what than the scale of the orthophoto map? Now, first of all, we've learned topographical map is 1 to 50,000. Orthophoto map, 1 to 10,000. So what does this actually mean? It means the topographical map has been reduced 50,000 times, whereas the orthophoto has only been reduced 10,000 times. So which one is actually the biggest map? So what can we say? The scale of the topographical map is 5 times smaller than that of the orthophoto map. Because have a look over here. The orthophoto map's only been reduced 10,000 times, whereas your topographical map has been reduced 50,000 times. So the correct answer over there will be C. Now, like I've mentioned, the town of Jeffreys Bay is definitely correct answer over there is a recreational town, industrial town, educational town, or gap town. Like I've mentioned, Jeffreys Bay is quite famous for its waves and surfing activities taking place over there. So if you think of surfing, it's definitely a recreational town. So the correct answer will be A. If we look at our next question, the shape of the town of Humansdorp is circular, linear, T-shape, or D-shape. Now let's just quickly go to our map of Humansdorp and we move over to the town. And as you can see, there's Humansdorp, the map. Now definitely you can see a national route moving through here. There, Route 102, and as you can see, I will definitely say the correct answer will be B, linear. Let's go back to our multiple choice quickly. As you can see, it's definitely not circular, it's definitely not T-shaped, so B will be the correct answer, linear. Okay. If you look at question 1.4, wave crest and block B11 has a what type of pattern? A grid, a planned irregular, radial, or unplanned irregular. Now we looked at the different street patterns in settlement geography, especially in urban areas. So let's quickly go and have a look at block B11 and then see if we can find the correct answer. B11 is situated over there. If you look at wave crest, and the correct answer over there is definitely not gridiron, as you can see. It's more round shapes over there, but it definitely looks planned. So what will we say? It's planned irregular. And if you can remember, when we look at our theory, what's the advantage of a street pattern, something similar to this? It can cover areas that's got uneven gradient. And the advantage of it as well is quite an interesting street pattern. But unfortunately, you can get lost quite easily, as you can see. So the correct answer will be planned irregular. Number B. Okay, and our next question, 1.5. The major primary activity visible in the mapped area is, now what's primary activity? All of these are primary activities. Fishing is a primary activity, mining is a primary activity, as well as forestry and crop farming. Now, but just looking at the topographical map, I immediately see a lot of cultivated land. Have a look all over your map and you can see the farm boundaries. Okay, a lot of cultivation taking place over here, crop farming taking place all over the place. So our correct answer will definitely be crop farming, and that will be number D. Let's continue with question 1.6. Now the general flow direction of the river in block D8 on the topographical map is, now once again, we discussed this in the previous lesson. To determine in what direction the river is flowing, go to your river where it starts on the map and where it ends, and look at the contour lines. Now obviously a river can't flow upwards, will only flow downwards. So check at the contour lines, have a look at your contour lines, see where's the highest point where it's flowing from. And if we quickly go to D8 on our map, just want to check if I'm in block D8, yes. Okay, we can definitely see that our river is flowing in a south direction. Okay, because look at the contour lines is decreasing from north to south. Okay, let's quickly go and answer our question, and the correct answer will be A. Now, primary activities are limited at X owing to, if you find X on your map, I see a lot of blue over there. Let's just quickly go back to our map. As you can see, there's X situated over there. And if you look at your map reference, what does this represent? It represents marshes. I'll quickly show you. There you go. It represents marshes, as you can see, and that's the reason why the farming is limited over there. So let's see if they included marshes in our multiple choice. And yes, as you can see, it's number C, marshes, and that's the reason why it's limitless, and that's the reason there's no crop farming taking place in that surrounding area. Okay, let's move to our next question. Let's just quickly go back to our map just to show the references again of the marshes. As you can see over there, situated right over there. Okay. Let's quickly move to our next questions. 1.8. The feature found at P and block B11 is A. Now let's go and have a look quickly. And P and block B11. P and block B11. Okay, now as you can see, once again, we will have to go and use our references to know what P actually indicates. And once again, you just go down to your map references and you look for this symbol that's being used over there. And it's on this side. This looks very familiar. Do you agree with me? And the correct answer for that will be coastal rocks. And let's see with the multiple choice if they give us the option coastal rock. As you can see, number D, coastal rocks. That's what P represents. Okay, it's quite easy, isn't it, grade 12s? Just need to pay attention to your map and use the map towards your advantage. Now, the province that Humansdorp is located is in. Now, we just discussed it. If you look at the inset they gave us about Humansdorp, telling us about the population, they told us that the main province, that one of the cities very close by is 50 kilometers away. That's Port Elizabeth. And if you look where it's been indicated on the map of South Africa, that's where you will find it. And that is the Eastern Cape province. Okay. So the correct answer will be B. Now the next question that's being asked over here is from the orthophoto. Please pay attention to your questions because you're going to use either your topographical map or you're going to use your orthophoto map. In this case, question 1.11 states, answer the question from the orthophoto map. Now this question states, the slope formed between 5 and 6 on an orthophoto map is a what type of slope? So let's quickly go to 5 and 6 on our orthophoto. Okay, let's quickly go and find 5 and 6. As you can see, now please remember the contour interval in your orthophoto is 5 meters. So they'll ask you what slope is this. As you can see, the contour lines are very close to one another, and then they are quite further apart from one another. And let's quickly go and find out what that is, the correct answer. Okay. If you look at the question, the slope formed between 5 and 6 on an orthophoto map is a concave slope. Now, what does concave look like? This is concave and this is convex. Now, if you look at the resemblance, you can see the contour lines is very close to one another and then far from one another. Whereas concave, this increases to 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, where convex is different way around. Sharp increase immediately and then far from one another. So what can we say? 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. So if you look at the slope between 5 and 6, similar to this. Now question 1.12. The natural feature marked 5 to 6 on the orthophoto is what of the following? Is it a saddle, a hill, a ridge, and a valley? Now these are landforms that you need to be able to know, and the first time you were introduced to it was in grade 10. So you need to be able to tell the different landforms. So the question states the natural feature marked 5 and 6 on the orthophoto map. That's where we basically got our concave slope from. Between there will be definitely a ridge. And the correct answer over there is C, the ridge. Now the next question is map code, and we discussed this in our previous lesson. The index number of the map sheet northeast of Humansdorp is. Now we need to go and determine this. Now the easiest way to go and determine this, like I showed you, go and draw your grid of Humansdorp as follows. So what do we know? The map code of Humansdorp is 5424. We divide our grid into 4 blocks, and it says big block B, small block B, A, B, C, D. So we know that the whole topographical map fits into that block over there. Now the question states, provide the map code northeast of Humansdorp. So there's north, there's east, south, there's west. So there's northeast. So what happens? It completely changed latitude and it changed longitude. So what do we need to do now? We just increase our lines. Okay, moving a bit up. So what's the lines of longitude going to be now? Latitude going to be? It's going to be 33. Okay, 24 is going to be 25. So immediately, let's have a look. 33, 25. There's my clue already. I think D is going to be my correct answer. A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. Now let's quickly have a look at our new map code. 33, 25, big block C, small block C. So D will be my correct answer. Okay, almost done with the multiple choice. Let's quickly do the last 2 questions. Now, 1.14 is coordinates. Now the question states, provide the coordinates for trig station 140 and block B3. Now let's quickly go and have a look at B3. Now the question states, provide the coordinates for trig station 140. As you can see, there is trig station 140. Now I'm going to do it with you from this map. You can see it's over there. We start always with our latitude. So our latitude, I'm going to place my pen over here. There's my pen. It's going to be 34 degrees, 1 minute, 20 seconds south, and it's going to be 24 degrees. It's going to be 24 degrees, 45 minutes, 46, 47 minutes, and 48 seconds east. So let's go and look at our correct answer. And the correct answer will be A. Okay, our last multiple choice question. The city town is located 68 kilometers from the mapped area. Now let's quickly go and have a look. They usually indicate it to us. Let's go to our mapped area. They say roughly 68 kilometers. What do we see? Do we see, okay, Plettenberg Bay is 142 kilometers away, Anki is 23 kilometers away. Just check on the borders over here. There you can see Port Elizabeth is 68 kilometers away. So definitely Port Elizabeth is our correct answer. Number B. Okay, that's our multiple choice questions. We're quickly going to take a short break. Stay tuned, and then we're going to look at the Mapwork calculations. See you in a bit.